Hey guys, Rick Shaw here. It's the 6th of July. About 15 minutes ago I was sweating my butt off in the blazing sun. You know, it was kind of reflecting off the edge of the clouds, and now, you know, it's typical July. And now we're really loaded up with clouds. They came in fast and quick and then stopped. So we've got it's July. It's always around the 4th of July. Crazy weather, even when I lived in the States. It's always like that. But I wanted to pose a question to all you guys, and especially you Filipinos who watch this stuff. And if you could tell me, put it in the comments what this would be called. Let's say you got a group of guys, they're armed, and your child's playing out front, and they come and take that child without your permission, and you can't stop them. And they take them to a place, and the only way you can get them back is to give them money. Please write down and tell me what you call that, and then in the next video I'll tell you what happened around here. So, but my wife's out today. She's going to run down and see her buddy. We got all our bills. We don't have many bills, but we got those paid, which I'm glad. You know, the water and stuff. You wait so long in these lines, but we got all that paid. And then we were talking about the house. I had a buddy that was saying, oh, you know, I showed him the little thing about the house. I sent him the specs and all that stuff. He's a friend of mine in the States, and he said, boy, that's awful small for what you're paying. And he's not a construction guy. He was just a neighbor I had. I said, yeah, but you got to remember, when you're buying a place like that, you're not just buying the house. You're buying the infrastructure, the sidewalk, the streets, you know, the water distribution, the electrical distribution, the sewage, you know. So I don't feel it's bad. Same way in the U.S., what you're paying for, and I don't feel bad about what we're paying for this. And you know, he said, oh, that's not very big. And I'm not going to do big. I'm not going to do one of these big monstrous houses. I lived in a real big house when I was in California. We don't need it. We just don't need it. You know, we have an extra bedroom if somebody wants to come over, and a pull-out couch. You know, that's just the way we're going to do it. And we're not going to get into this big house thing. I've known too many foreigners that come here. They build this big monstrous house for them and their wives, and then they wind up selling it down the road, and they can't get what they got into it. You know, they just can't. Now, the smart thing I did see, we have a Filipino. Every time we go to Maduro, we stay at this place. They're Filipinos, and they work in Italy, and they saved their money, and they built this really big house. Now out there it's a lot cheaper to build. They already had the land, and they built this really big house. I'd say it was probably 6,000 square feet. You know, for you Americans, meters, you know, divide that by 3, I guess, or a third of that. But they built that, but what they did on the upstairs, around the whole upstairs, are just little complete apartments. There's you go into like a bedroom, sitting room, big room, and then in the back there's a little kitchen, another door, there's your bathroom to shower and all that kind of stuff. And those are rentals. You know, that anybody who wants to rent them can rent those out, and every time we go down there, that's where we stay. So, and it's a nice, you know, they got beds, they got everything in there you need, like a little hotel. And the people are very nice. You know, a lot of evenings we went down, just sat and chit-chatted with them. And a very nice elderly couple. I think they're finally retired and home, so we're hoping to get down there when this lockup quits, if it ever quits. You know, what's going to happen now? We're starting to push August, and then September they're going to start a new flu season, lock us up again. Now they're talking about a China swine baloney. Are they going to lock us up for that one too? Are they going to just keep protecting us? Are they going to protect us to death? These world governments, I'm at a loss for this kind of stuff. You know, it's like crazy. When did free people need protected from everything? But they got their invisible enemy, and boy, I'll tell you what, they're gonna keep you down. You know, so it's just the way it is. You know, as an American, it's tough. You know, my own country, the way they're trying to push this stuff. And I'm starting to see people are fighting back now. They're just saying, hey, you know what, enough is enough. We did what you said. You know, they said they were going to flatten the curve. They weren't going to save anybody. They were just going to spread it out so things wouldn't be overwhelmed, and nothing was overwhelmed. You know, I get reports all the time, and you see a lot of stuff on YouTube. The hospitals aren't overwhelmed. You know, the one hospital where my friend works said the hospital's at 75% capacity, and I went, oh, that's pretty good. She said, no, that's not COVID stuff. That's normal capacity for that one. I guess it's right down in the center of Dallas, so that's normal, and it's got a trauma center. So that's they said that was normal. So I don't get all this stuff. They keep pushing this narrative. The news media, if you ask me, they're complicit in something. You know, it's always biased. They had this fellow on there that was protecting his property, and this Cuomo guy was interviewing him. It was such a biased interview. I thought these investigative reporters were trying to dig for the truth, not to promote a narrative. And you watch this, it's just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous, the questions he was asking and everything. And the dude, hey, what are you supposed to do? Wait until they beat you with a bat or a bunch of them overrun you before you're allowed to shoot them? Your rights start the second you wake up in the morning. And you see a mob coming, you don't got to wait for them to start throwing Molotov cocktails through the front of your house. You jump out there and pull out your rifle, and his wife was there with a pistol. Damn right. You're damn right. They're lucky they didn't get their ass shot. You know, you don't come around to a man's place like that. You know, and a lot of people are arming now. And this guy was a lib guy. There's lots of people arming now. I'm seeing that, just talked to my brother. He said the gun shops are empty right now. Can't buy ammo, can't buy guns now, because everybody bought them up. And they're waiting for more. So that's a good thing. You know, everybody should be armed. And they say, oh, you know, it's too dangerous to have an armed society. No. An armed society is a polite society. You know, you don't run into all this trouble. And it's a lot safer, too. I knew a little old lady that used to walk around at night. She was an insomniac. Hi, baby. Say hello. There you go. Hi, sweetie. And she was an insomniac. She would walk around 2, 3 in the morning, and her neighborhood declined greatly. And they said, oh, aren't you scared walking out there? She said, no. She says, yeah, but you don't even carry a gun. And she said, well, they don't know that. You know, so yeah, if you don't want to, they'll still think you might have one. But pretty nice little old lady that we knew. But I never had too much trouble. And around here, even though, you know, what I've noticed in this country is the only ones who have guns here are the police and criminals. Now, people do have them in their house, but it's very restrictive how they do their gun laws here. Have them in the house, you know, that's fine. But I do believe if you do shoot somebody, you're in just for a world of hurt, whether they're trying to bomb your house or not. It just seems really bad here. You'd probably be in jail for a long time with a bail that you can't keep. You couldn't pay. So just crazy. It's crazy things that go on. In the U.S., they got this Second Amendment, but they don't. They keep writing more laws. The one thing that gets me is something I remember my father, when he was getting up there in age, we were having a chit chat. Him and I took a trip to Michigan to see his sister. She was declining, and he wanted to see her before she passed away. And we went to see her, and we're all sitting in her bedroom, BSing about this stuff, and we were talking about, gun laws and stuff, how it was different in Michigan. And I had a gun shop back then, and the old man said, well, you know something? They keep writing these laws. Man keeps writing these laws. He's trying to improve upon the laws that God gave us, which is folly, which is a huge mistake. You just can't. You can't do that. God wrote us the laws. Follow them, and things will be fine. You can put penalties towards the ones He say, but to keep writing more and more, it's just ridiculous. It's a money grab. They just keep writing this more and more stuff that they're going to put in there, and it's just a way to extract money out of the people, is what I can see, and that's worldwide. So, but there's my little.
Outside.
Oh yeah, you're outside. Say hello. Can you say rickshaw?
Rickshaw out.
Rickshaw. Well, I guess that's the end of it, because we already got the rickshaw out. What about you, buddy?
Rickshaw out.
You don't have your rickshaw glasses on. You want to borrow mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will do.
Borrow mine.
Me too. Rickshaw out.
What about you? You want to try? Okay, ready?
Rickshaw out.
Thank you. We got to get them on there. All right, guys. You all take care. Pray for each other. Love each other. And don't be like some of these people I know. I just had somebody wishing that the president would get COVID. You know, I don't understand that, but let's not wish for anything like that. So you take care, all.